Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Fontana Field. If you would all right now at this time, please rise. Direct your attention to the north end zone and the American flag as the Southington High School Marching Band performs our national anthem conducted by U.S. Army Sergeant Harrison Sutcliffe. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask for your silence during the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue Knights marching band.